Link after. Cool. All right. So basically, since we talked and I knew you were gone, I really
Yeah,
spent a lot of time trying to pull all my stuff into one spot and then create this composite view and then create space for your inner matrix stuff and then
yeah,
deconflict it. So I'm not using the word matrix anymore, like you
yeah,
said, like,
yeah.
but like, what are the layers that lead up to it? And then, because I'm really passionate about this work to
I know,
help
and
people.
I just more I look at it, just such a great place where we can work together. And I think our energy together can get us both in where we want to be. And I've got,
Yeah,
you know, I've started my declaration was a paradigm shift is always like, oh, I need a job. So, obviously we need to have some money coming in and we're going to do that. But I really want to focus on this and make it the thing because it's like this is
yeah,
powerful and so important. But it can accelerate that, I think, with us working together because
yeah.
we got this group of people that are looking for this.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will show you. I have two things I want to show you. I want to show you the kind of this logic structure. And
Hmm.
this is not customer facing. It's basically all the moving parts in one. It's
Okay.
basically my life work on one slide. I was telling
Wow.
Donna.
Wow.
And then I started building out the innovation lab.
Yeah.
Um, so I'll show you that because the harmonize, galvanize, all that empathize, right? So I started building that, and that's some place that we can have really cool, uh,
Hmm.
like a course on innovation
Yeah.
that people start coming into and see if we can find people if it triggers them. Because
Yeah.
basically what we need to do is, hey, we're going to help you, and then they come in and they're like, oh man, I'm triggered,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
But
that's kind of
the subtle thing there is they would get triggered, but we're the safety net for their trigger.
Yeah.
Feel
Yeah.
like the
So we're going to
safety net for the
genuinely help
trigger.
them, not
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
tell them they're idiots and then move
Yeah. Yeah.
on or
That
whatever.
was the one thing, one of the principles of Matrix is genuine care. And as much as
Yeah.
I start out like I'm genuinely caring, when I get to the point where like I know where I'm going, it's back to me. It's always back to so it's like if I genuinely care about someone, asking questions and really want them to be getting where they want, that's another level of genuine care.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
Hey, I'm listening. I'm looking forward to seeing this. I'm ready to hear.
Okay. So at the top, so these are like I think I called them the elements.
Yeah.
So this organization element, and I'm trying to use, um, I'll use the same D, like D, these are three Ds, then each layer there's some Ps, there's some Rs, so I'm trying to make it
Okay.
something that's easily remembered.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I have details on all of these, but
Yeah.
so this is outside, this is in the market, this is out
Yeah.
in the environment. So there's these digital dynamics, which is causing um, the need to drive digital transformation across three dimensions: expansion, information, and alignment.
Yeah.
So because the world is shifting, all of these shifts, which are the dynamics, then you have to either expand, align, or get new information.
Yeah.
And then those dimensions are also kind of accelerated by drivers. So what's our culture? How do we execute? How do we drive agility, sustainability, and technology? So these are like CEO things up here, right?
Mhm.
That then basically start creating pressure on other people, right?
Yeah.
So I'm rooting it in the from industrial age to digital age, but really it's also this organization D's here are the catalyst for, hey, I should probably do something different here
Yeah.
in the work setting.
Because the
So
world's
that's
changing. It's like it's
yeah, the
so
world's
fast now.
changing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So give it an identity, give it 3Ds, try to keep it simple
Yeah.
because we just have to have people realize like, oh yeah, that's really happening. And um, then there's because you're in an organization, so this is all organizational stuff. So even though I'm talking about the outer market and talking about the market itself, I'm really talking about, like, for example, when you were at your last company, that organization was shifting, and then you were on a team. But I define team here as the the org chart basically, but and also these ad hoc teams, like formal and informal teams. So I just
Yeah.
use the word team for that.
Yeah.
And so teams need to have drive results and have these rhythms.
Huh?
So a team leader, a manager, would have to lead in this way. Which I have a whole course on this, which is
Wow.
another honeypot we can put out, which
Oh
is
yeah.
this is a really cool 2 month long leadership program that I built,
Oh, nice.
and it's all just sitting there,
Yeah.
and I can pull it into
Okay.
something.
Yeah.
So, and that's the 8 results and the 4 rhythms. And then, okay, as a leader, so now I've got the kind of the C level up here, and then now I've got the manager level,
Uh-huh.
right? So it's just I'm just being structured in how things are coming down and around
Yeah.
a worker. So
Yeah.
now now I'm embedded in a team in an organization. Now these layers are all about kind of the humans.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have the humans here. Yay.
It's almost like the top two of the external piece is
Hmm.
driving why they want to do some
Yeah,
change. People. Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the ultimate like stimulus.
Yeah.
If you're working, you will get stimulated.
Yeah.
Now this is where,
And just on
yeah,
that team one, that's what that was our life at that leading edge. Basically, we stimulated companies to be uncomfortable with the idea that where they're going from this functional organization to a team structure. The team structure was all around, delivering a different. And even the executives were on a team, which is very unusual because they just think, oh, we're going to pass it down. But they were on a portfolio team that said these are the things we're working on together. They're product teams or delivery teams and they were cross-functional. The key thing, they were cross-functional. So then they had to change from like all the people that do similar things to me to where I'm working with the people that are totally different, but they're all working towards results. Again, back to the
yeah,
rhythm. It all lines up, really does. Yeah.
yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
And so on that, just this quick question: do you think that's all running its course, and now that's like a previous fad, and now it's like nobody wants to do it? Or do you think people are intrigued by it and they don't know how to do it, or
I think
what?
that's the second one. They're intrigued by it. They don't know how to do it. Only a few pockets of people really know how to do it. It's like I truly think Leading Edge or had the secret sauce of how to do it, but it was in the face of all the people doing it badly. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And see,
So
that's the thing. Like,
yeah, yeah,
I use this analogy of, you're an antidote getting injected into a body, and
yeah.
all of the white blood cells team up and try to kill you,
Hmm.
basically.
Yeah, that's exactly. And I look at how Leading Agile it's gone through a cycle. That's exactly what's happening. They had a couple of really bad Forward when I went there. They had like 50 people at Forward. It was like the heyday. And I went to Forward and we were implementing the whole system at Forward. And, there was a champion at the executive level, but all that started to fall apart. And they just really had Forward was their main thing. They never really truly got over losing Forward as a customer because they just tried to do it other places, but the other places didn't have all the infrastructure. So yeah, it's like, if you have to have like, every condition right to make this happen at a very pure level. So you've got to interject, like you're saying, those pieces that are most important that will drive it. You can't be purist and say we're going to do everything like here and do it this particular way. You got to take the right thing, be skillful and take the right thing at the right place and say, oh, this is right for this customer. But again, customer centric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I think that because they didn't have these bottom layers, my hypothesis would also be that because they didn't tackle this stuff that we're about to go through, these layers, these elements. So each of these teal things is an element. So because they didn't tackle these underlying elements, it didn't work.
Yeah.
And this is the business case for what we're
Right, right,
trying to
right.
do, because unless you address the human, and people say unless you address the human element, it's the people, but
Yeah.
they don't know how to actually tackle it.
Yeah.
And one, and then two, it's highly disruptive to the humans. So unless you know how to get them through it, nobody wants to run around and agitate the people, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
because they're going to go flame you out there on the internet.
Exactly. Flame
But
you, or like I said, you go to HR. They have
go to
their
HR, flame.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I also have this underlying belief that um, and hypothesis that we are done with the hyper employee centric view of the world
Oh
where
yeah.
everything rotates around
Yeah.
an individual,
Yeah.
and that AI will create a level playing field where executives will put more pressure on people to get value out of AI because
Yeah.
of the productivity gains,
Yeah.
and they'll realize that it's the human element that's holding people back more and more,
Yeah.
and they're going to look
Yeah.
for ways to create what I would call this digital work composite
Yeah.
in
And you
a
want
safe.
one thing on that, I just before I forget it. Just maybe it was a book I read a few years ago, but it just jumped in my head. It's called No Ego. And it talks
Mm,
about the end of the day of making everybody feel comfortable with the change and going through change processes and all this kind of
mhm.
stuff. Because at the end of the day, it's all stroking people's ego, like to make
Yeah,
them feel good. The
yeah,
change is
it's
to
about
get comfortable.
them.
Yeah. But you don't have this luxury of that, you gotta,
Yeah,
and at the end of the day, if you don't have them joining you with the process, they're gonna end up like it's just company's not gonna go well. So it's like you can't just have this, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't
that's the
remember all the
thing is
details.
like
Yeah,
for this to work, you have to somehow put the company and the customer actually first.
yeah,
And
yeah,
there's this whole movement to put employees first.
yeah,
And there's all this hype around how employees are they're the most important.
yeah,
And that's going to cause an issue. And
yeah,
that's why I'm trying to keep this very organizational and executive-ish
yeah.
to not be too touchy-feely, like let's go create a holacracy or
Uh-huh.
whatever,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Let's all have a teal organization or whatever.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
So okay, so now the outer element is organizational capabilities and individual competencies. So basically what I'm saying is, and I have all these written up, like I said, but basically what I'm saying is if you're going to shift and your teams are going to work differently, then your people are going to go through these outer elements where they have to somehow plug into these capabilities. So
Yeah.
they have to somehow plug in, and then they need to be competent in these areas. And this thing right here is drastically changing how people learn about experiences, what they know about strategy, what it means to innovate. That's why we want to do the innovation class first. How do they adapt? They don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
What is the new organization of cross-functional work? How do you implement in an agile way? How do you
Mm-hmm.
find ways to enable and train yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then how do you produce something
Mm-hmm.
in a digital way?
Yeah.
Like this is changing so massively that, and nobody's talking about it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to. So now that I have these kind of top-down things that I've been working on for years, now
Yeah.
I can go and say, okay, because of those things, you're having trouble with these and these, and now you've got to adapt. So
Yeah.
that's the next element is the adaptive element.
Mm.
So, and then the adaptive element is really where things get crazy. Like this turns you into like a Jedi master,
Yeah.
because basically you can either see people empathize or have apathy. You
Yeah.
can see them galvanize or entrench.
Uh-huh.
You can see them harmonize or like neglect the outcome.
Yeah.
You can recognize what outcome is, or people just conform to the status quo.
Yeah.
So you've got to help people get through these pivots and remove these pitfalls. Then you also have to manage them through these perspectives, which I showed you the doors.
Yeah.
It's supposed to go through, you have to, each of these means something different in the digital age.
Uh-huh.
And but these trigger this whole thing, when you have different organizations, so you have to change how you work and you have a choice to make of pivot or pitfall.
Yeah.
When you start changing these things and you start seeing this, you basically get triggered
Uh-huh.
and you start getting this negative self-talk, which is I feel invalidated, I feel disruptive, I feel obsolete, I feel thwarted. I'm the best person here and nobody's listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
or I stagnate. And then
Mm-hmm.
that creates then the tangles. So the
Mm.
tangles now
Mm.
pop up like this is a waste of my time. I need more information. So I get tangled. All these tangles happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, that's the inner matrix kicking
Yeah.
in. Um, so this is the whole thing. And I
Yeah.
know there's a bunch up here and
Yeah.
there's only one thing here. But basically
Right?
what I'm
Yeah.
trying to do is deconstruct what's happening on all these
Yeah.
layers
Yeah.
because this is the manager layer.
Yeah.
So this is managers, this is execs, and this is, the people layer,
Yeah.
this one right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So I would work on the adaptive and the outer as a way to say, look, if you're going to go agile and do what you did at Ford. So the hypothesis would be is that Ford had all of this working at one time,
Yeah.
and the reason why leading agile is no longer there and maybe not successful is I don't think they probably addressed this thing, which is
Exactly.
the people
Yeah.
piece,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and that to me is a multi-million dollar business.
Oh yeah, it is. It really is.
Um,
And Joey's got the more I was in these few days and saw people, it wasn't just me. Sometimes it validates it for me. And I saw 250 people go through this and like see them go through this emotional change. And we rented a house with five guys in it, which normally guys don't talk about emotions. We stayed up all night talking about all the things that we're kind of going through and stuff like that. And it was so powerful, this is the kind of thing we need to do more of to
yeah,
keep people this way.
yeah. So
Yeah.
these are D's, R, C, P.
Cool. I like it.
Um, and basically what I want to do is I'm building tools and then
Yeah.
stuff. But so this innovation lab
Yeah.
is the first kind of trigger event, and
Yeah.
then this I have a course around,
Yeah.
and then I built this. This is the innovation. The
Yeah.
reason why I wanted innovation to be that
Yeah.
is so that there's more content there. So
Uh-huh.
basically, I want to pick something and then always just use this structure to say, start each course or whatever with this is happening, skip it if there's not a manager thing. So this is happening, you go down to the individual, you got to be empathetic and innovate. So how do you do that? You have to go through these pivots,
Mm-hmm.
and that's going to trigger
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I
And
love it
so that,
because I'm seeing I'm seeing in my mind all the first set of posts that we can work on together. That we can
yeah,
draft and then I can put it out on LinkedIn that tie this all together to how do you really deal with it? How do you actually really deal with it and not just say you're dealing with it?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, so then, what I was playing with, so I have to go here in about 15 minutes, but
Yeah.
so let me show you this. I basically started building out a the online, uh, well, for lack of a better word, the school. So if you go here, I was calling it Digital Command Camp.
Yeah.
So this is the monetized, honeypot.
Yeah.
So in the context of, hey, professional development, you have to go digital. We're going to certify you in the digital domain.
Yeah.
So, do you know the A plus certification for hardware at
I've
all?
heard
You
of
ever
it.
heard of A
Yeah.
plus?
No, no, I've heard of it, but I don't know much about it.
And then, you've gotten certified in PMI and stuff.
Yeah.
So one of the thoughts is that the digital command camp would create 3 levels of certification for the digital age.
Yeah.
And what we would do is we would build out the A plus certification. So A plus was like one of the very first computer certifications that said, I understand how computers work.
Yeah.
And I got A plus certified and like back when you and I met,
Yeah.
like,
Wow. Wow.
I mean, it was like the
God.
first thing I
19.
did to say, hey, I know how computers work.
Yeah.
So leaning on that, this would be, hey, I know how the digital economy works. I know how to work in the future,
Yeah.
um, and create a ubiquitous differentiator that says, I know how to do this. I'm certified by Digital Command Camp as a there's 3 levels.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like black belt, green belt, yellow belt in lean.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so we create the basic, green belt for the
Yeah.
digital age.
Yeah.
So this would be the home of it. And then so if I go to, oh wait, let me go. I actually built a lot of this out. So I don't know if the words are right, but get you ready for the digital era, to be a pioneer. We have courses, webinars, and mentorship. So I started playing with this from digital, from beginner to advanced. And then, here's the innovation lab.
Yeah.
And we're going to shape your career. You engage. It's simple. It drives your growth. And there's an app because this platform has an app if we get to enough money. If I go here, oh, it's coming soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's course on the innovate. I don't know if I can get into it. Oh, here we go. Over here, courses coming soon. You see if it'll let me. Them in the back end. Okay, here's
Mm.
the course. Preview course page. Okay, so innovation sprint. What's included? Innovation skills, live sessions, certification. I didn't put much around the coaching yet,
Mm-hmm.
but we could put, coaching. And then
Yeah.
here's lesson one: welcome, empathize, galvanize, harmonize, recognize, and then engage others. So it's six sessions, but 2 are asynchronous, so 4 live sessions
Yeah.
is what I think. And if I go here, what I did was I started building it.
Yeah. That's cool.
So here's the course. So I built this quiz. When you hear the word innovative
Yeah.
or innovate, it should be innovation. Hang on. You answer and you get a quiz out. Let me see here. You innovate. Okay, that's right. I'll fix it later.
Yeah.
Um, and then course outline, review course page. Let me go back in. And then I built these videos.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Can you hear it or no? All
Yeah. Uh-uh.
right, hang on. Share sound. Okay, so I won't play the whole thing. This one is about cave people from the Stone Age to the digital age.
Yeah.
Can
Have you ever paused to consider
you hear it?
Yeah.
how innovation has genuinely
I'll just play the first like 30
shaped
seconds.
our world? From the primal sparks of the first campfires, it was more than just warmth and cooking. It was a transformation of lifestyle, a boost to safety, and an expansion of possibilities. The development of hunting strategies wasn't merely about survival, but about collaboration, strategizing, and innovating to thrive. This was the very early dawn of innovation, finding new answers to age-old challenges.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
so now it's like a digital age. Let's be innovative like our
Yeah.
cave people ancestors.
Yeah.
And then I started building out like welcome to the lab.
Yeah.
And then what happens in each week. I put this quote from Steve
Yeah.
Jobs. And then here's a share and shine where
Yeah.
you go in and you answer the question, share a little bit about an innovation that you've attempted,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then a check-in. You get, reflect on a time when you had to think outside the box, and they put it in, and you and I can see it. So this is the welcome, and then empathize, um, why empathy matters. Another video of walking in people's
Story, you
shoes.
must.
So these are,
Mm.
Every pair of shoes tells a story, but to truly understand that story, you must be willing to walk in them. We're
Huh.
about to embark on a journey into a transformative concept, empower connection.
so empathize.
Yeah.
And then walk in to, so the concept of this is to
Yeah.
we hear walk a mile in their shoes, but to do
Yeah.
that you have to take your shoes off
Yes.
first.
Yeah.
And then there's a little
Totally.
quiz. So I don't know how far I got, but then prepare for the live session.
Yeah.
And then there's the live session, which is already over because it was 2 days ago. Ha ha ha. But
Uh-huh.
they would come in here and then the live session, like this is integrated with my Zoom, and then
Cool.
we just do it. So I'm that's us, but I have all four video,
Yeah.
five
Yeah.
videos. There's five
Wow.
videos.
Wow. That's
Um,
amazing. Yeah.
so I was just like working all weekend
To
on
truly
this.
harmonize with your customers, it's crucial to synthesize diverse data, information, and processes. Imagine this. You're gathering puzzle pieces from a very large puzzle. Each piece represents a unique perspective, a slice of data, or customer interaction. As you put the puzzle together, you start to see the world from your customer's perspective. You start to see the big picture. You see what's on the cover emerge. You are building a seamless end-to-end experience that not only meets, but exceeds their expectations. This synthesis.
I like it. Wow.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to, so I all I focused on was setting up the course and the
Yeah.
site and then building out these videos. But now
Uh-huh.
like what we can do is figure out how to actually build like they call it an ebook, but
Yeah.
like it's basically just an online thing.
Yeah.
And like what should be in it. And then like I'm using Chat GPT a lot.
Uh-huh.
And
Which is
so
helpful. That's helpful because then it
it's
can,
super helpful. It's super structured.
yeah.
It makes sense.
And
So
if you
it's
get
more
something
about,
that's not quite right, you can tweak it rather than having to start from scratch.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then this thing, if I go in here, I mean, there is a bit of a learning curve, but the reason why I picked this platform is
Yeah.
so like at my company, which is called Elastic, we could build this whole thing for Elastic and just put Elastic people in it.
Yeah.
But then, like, let's say we go to another company and another company, ABC
Yeah.
Inc. wants to do it. We can just go into this and be like, okay, sure, no problem. Give us $1 million or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then what you do is you go to courses. Actually, I don't even know how to do this yet. Right here, and
Yeah.
you clone it.
Okay. Cool.
And then
That's
when you
cool.
clone it, you can actually create their own like single sign-on login.
Yeah.
And so now you basically can have hundreds of these courses
Amazing.
for 100
Yeah.
different companies.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I picked, and then they all can have their own login,
Yeah.
SSO. So this is like
Thanks.
the learning management
Yeah.
system of the learning management
Yeah.
systems.
Yeah.
So, and then we call it Digital Command Camp, but we have external courses, webinars, community. This is the whole community.
Yeah.
And then we go sell individual courses. And when we do the individual courses, all you do is just make them private.
Yeah.
So we can basically have the public innovation course, and then if somebody's like, hey, I want to do it with just my team of 20, we clone it, change the words, add their company name every once in a while,
Yeah.
throw their logo in, and then you got them through the 4 weeks
I love
or
that.
whatever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was thinking is I just want to get this proof of concept out.
Yeah.
Look, we have 345 students already. Just kidding.
Wow. That's
And
really
then
cool.
it's our team,
Yeah.
and like we're digital mentors.
Yeah.
And then got your stuff. Here's I don't know if you'd like these principles, but curiosity, growth mindset, courage, learn by doing, collaborate, share economy, inclusivity, patience, humanness.
Yeah.
Uh, and then yeah, so I don't know. And then so then we go find our own digital command camp
Yeah.
guides.
I
So
love
like
it. Love that.
if there's other Intermatrix people that want to get in,
Yeah.
we're like, okay. So then basically I become this becomes the marketing engine for
Yeah.
Intermatrix. But at the
Yeah.
same time, it
My
allows,
my part of it, my part of it, because I find
yeah,
I'm the only one kind of driving this way. Most of them are into relations, other areas, I'm thought about that this weekend. And
yeah,
I'm
and you can,
very unique thing for me. Yeah.
yeah, and you can do if it's just you and I, that's cool too. I can go, there's other people that want to do this digital command
Yeah.
concept, which is
Yeah.
the composite here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, you get digital command when you do this
Yeah.
by deploying
Exactly.
the digital composite,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the more you deploy, and then I would have an assessment like you have zero digital command at
Yeah.
an organizational level,
Yeah. Yeah.
or you have your 90% digital command.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm writing a book that would be around these types of concepts
I love it.
later. So the
Yeah.
first book is
Yeah.
is more about technology and AI,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the next book I would write would be this whole thing,
Yeah.
and maybe we could write it together or whatever.
That'd be fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
So
forward.
that's what
Yeah.
I've been working on, just a little bit of
Man,
things.
you got a lot going in the last week or so.
Hey, I
Yeah.
know that person.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Thanks. Which is our modem? This one?
Yes.
It's a white box. I'll talk to you later, Brian.
I have to go anyway.
Yeah. This is
What do you
really
What do you think?
I love it. I actually love it. It's got lit me up. I think this is gonna be great. I'm gonna think about some of the posts today. I'll actually put together like a list and ideas of. Oh, this is cool. I'm gonna click on that link real quick. If I have it, that's so cool.
What do you think about the name Digital Command Camp?
I think it's fan. It's so appealing to people, especially
Yeah, they want to
especially
have
if
digital
you, yeah,
command.
yeah,
And then I have the Digital Flight podcast, which I
yeah,
started, which is around the top layer.
yeah,
So the top layer is the organization with the dynamics, dimensions, and drivers.
yeah.
And that's where the Digital Flight podcast is
I
focused.
love that. I love it.
And then
Yeah,
that will hopefully get people in, and then that's a
yeah,
marketing thing because I can basically say this podcast is sponsored by Digital Command Camp.
yeah,
And Digital Command Camp is a word that people know as technology when you use like tech boot camp and tech
yeah,
camp and all that. So that's why I wanted the word camp in there.
yeah, yeah.
And then I bought the URL digitalcommand.camp.
Oh, nice. That's so cool. That's
So
so
we can
cool.
build
Yeah,
this out
yeah,
and just keep pounding on the tangles and the the stuff of why you
yeah,
can't adapt. So we
yeah.
have to make people see this without
Yes.
showing them this.
Oh, yeah.
So this is like we could write every day for 10 years on
Oh,
this
for sure.
probably.
Yeah, there's so much in my head right now about what could do about how to take the inner and do I could take like one of those
Yeah,
lines and
you
like
just
about a
go
whole
plug it in
month.
up here. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just like pick a word, like,
Yeah,
if you're trying to be customer centric, how does
yeah,
the inner level block that?
yeah,
Or what challenges do you have in customer centricity or
yeah,
being
yeah,
creative or taking action?
yeah. Oh, I've got so
Like,
much in my
yeah,
head right now about that. Yeah,
yeah. And then like what we'll do is if you ideally here's an idea
yeah,
and then I have to go.
yeah,
Um, wait, hang on. Shoot.
yeah.
Okay, go back over here. Go back over here. All right, so, well, here, I'll do it this way. So
Mhm.
on my site, drbrianlambert.com, can you see the screen?
Yeah,
Okay, so I have this blog going over here
yeah,
where I'm talking about the upper
yeah,
stuff up
yeah,
here. I'm not really, I have a little bit on team and a little bit on outer, but I'm really pounding this
yeah,
one up here.
yeah.
So there's like 100 and something blogs over here
Wow.
from like the last 5 years. I pulled
Yeah,
everything. I keep everything, so I just started
yeah.
repurposing it over here.
That's a
But
good.
on
Refocus
this,
it. Yeah,
yeah, refocus it, and I call it digital transformed.
yeah,
And then I have the YouTube channel.
yeah,
So like those videos that I showed you, those are going to come out in like a year and a half
yeah,
on the YouTube channel.
yeah.
I've already scheduled them.
Wow.
I'm like already plowing so much stuff into the YouTube channel that I'm
Yeah.
almost posting on YouTube once a week until
Wow.
September of 2025.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow, that's
So
impressive.
it's all just queued up.
Yeah, yeah, all ready to go.
Yeah. So it's just on autopilot. And then so anyway, my point on that is all of that can be linked to the digital command camp later.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
You're
over
everything
here,
ready to go, basically. Yeah. Just
yeah,
need, yeah.
yeah. And then over here in the digital command camp, the idea I have is if you're open to it, is you be the main blogger over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when you post it you can do it two ways.
Yeah.
You can post it straight on LinkedIn and then come over
Yeah.
here and paste it
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
or you can just post on Digital Command Camp and embed it over on LinkedIn. It doesn't really matter
Yeah. Yeah.
how you want it. But over
I
here,
like it.
marketing,
Yeah.
what the hell is this thing? Oh, I gotta turn it on. Let's see. Settings? Am I in a school? I'm trying to learn this whole. I've never used this platform before, but manage courses, go
And before you go, I don't know
yeah,
if you were available this weekend, but that Power of Intuition is an online virtual program this weekend. And even on Friday night, there's that lady that lives in Charlotte. I'd said that you lived in
yeah,
Charlotte. If you wanted to jump in with her, 'cause it's a great program. So you really get to see, like that weekend I just went to, you get to see like a flavor of it.
cool.
And you record it too, so
Uh,
you can see a bit of the, if you didn't get to go to all the sessions
it starts tomorrow night.
tomorrow night, yeah. You don't have to go, you almost don't have to go to the Friday night. Friday night's like a intro to new people, and they actually make that available as a complimentary, they call it, be my guest.
Mm.
Yeah.
Um, I I know we have a thing tomorrow night for
Yeah.
church.
Yeah.
So, but the online part, it's paid, right?
Yeah. It's like $200 for the weekend, entire weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have that right now,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
but Donna would kill me if I went and spent that right now. I've been plowing, but she's already on me for
Yeah.
because I had to buy this thing and
Yeah.
it's a lot of money to do this stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But thanks for the
I
invite.
know, I know what you like because my stuff with this matrix stuff of traveling and everything else, I can relate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate it though.
No worries.
I'm
Yeah.
learning. I'm learning a lot in doing this,
Yeah.
and I am working on myself.
Yeah.
I know it's not money for you, but like I think it's probably better for me and you to
Yeah.
build a business around it.
Yeah.
But I do want to go through some of this stuff and I will when I get time
Yeah.
and money. Well, I
Yeah.
have the
Makes
time. I
sense.
can make the time,
Yeah.
but it's the money thing.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I know how that goes.
okay, I got to
Yeah.
go to this call
Cool. All
though.
right. Yeah.
But let's keep working together on it though,
Yeah.
and
I love
we're
it. I love
talking
where you're
about
going
your
with it. So
matrix and
good.
learning
I'll
about
start an
it.
idea of some blogs and things and let you know.
Yeah, and like, are you going to that this weekend?
Oh yeah. 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 And we'll probably do it in the salt room at the float center. So I'll have people coming in
Oh,
and
cool.
then we can talk about it. I probably won't have many because I haven't really advertised it as much. So I want to try and get some discussion with people about these programs. That's like the anchor to my next class. My next class is Power of Intuition for the next 12 weeks. And it'll be give
Mm,
people a chance to really dive in and do well, how do you use intuition to kind of guide you to what's gonna be the best next step for you?
right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Cool. Well, let you run. I'm going to grab something to eat, and then I'll put some ideas together, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, I
Right.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Good to catch you later.
Yeah, let's keep working on it.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, bye.